Howdy again. Kim here at Papa's Fix-It Shop. And one random fly that's trying to commit suicide. Anywho, I think it's going to probably be another version of Chingaderas and Jesus clips. Make it number three. I got a project coming up that I'm going to be doing, and this is just kind of like a one-off warning. And I'm going to talk about my grandpa. My grandpa Condi was a machinist. He was born in the 1890s. And in some part of his life he ended up in the Detroit area, and he was a machinist ultimately as the block boring foreman at Hudson Motor Company. It's for some period of time. At least that's everything that my grandpa told me and my dad told me, and my aunt, who's my dad's sister. Anyway, what he had explained, and they told me, I learned more when I was old enough to really recall it, was that when he trained as a machinist, the first thing they did as machinists in school after some book work was they had to make certain tools to pass on to the next level. And I've got some of his tools here. So first one is this guy. Most people would call it a monkey wrench, flat jaw adjustable wrench. Anyway, this was one of his. Obviously this he obtained sometime during his life, and he used it in his day-to-day work. And I like to believe it's kind of like I would use a crescent wrench for. So that's my grandpa's version. But the other stuff, I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer and show you this. Hold on a sec. Okay. So these are my grandpa Condi's parallels. At least they came from his toolbox. Now, I had always been told by my grandpa even that these tools were ones that he had to make during his class to learn how to be a machinist. And this guy, you can see it's like, let's see, inches. So if I measure this guy, $7.50. It's 3/4 of an inch. This one on this caliper is giving me 99.2, 99.6. This one, 733. $99. So this little parallel, and you can see my last name is what he stamped in it. That's my grandpa's. Also telling to me, and it looks to me like this area inside here was actually done with some kind of shaper as opposed to a rotary tool. Anyway, it's undersized. My project is to duplicate this one because I only have one of these. First I thought that maybe it had been lost, but then after I measured, I started realizing that this is one of the early ones that he did. And he did what all of us do, including me especially, because I am no machinist. But I've been learning for a few years, trying to play with it, you know. Right now I'm just a hobbyist thing, you know. Anyway, I want to try and make one. So I actually have a piece of 4140 that's big enough to make another one of these. So I have my grandpa's early attempt, and I'll have my early attempt. He must have got better because later on, this one he was really proud of. if I can hold it steady. This one is one he made. And he used a little punch and a little hammer to make his name with a punch. And this thing, I found it very useful. I've seen different names for it, like I thought of a adjustable parallel or a planer gauge, because this guy, it's got a place you can mount another object or tool or whatever to meet a specific thing, and then make it for a pass, no pass. Say if you had it clamped to a device and you laid something up on there that had to meet it. So it's good for my setups. So anyhow, that's what the plan is. I've got these two parallels of my grandpa's. I've got this little gauge and this, what I believe to be early sample. It's like in school, I think they had the punches to stamp their names of the students in it so that there was no confusing, perhaps. I don't know. All of that's speculation. And I got a piece of 4140. Somewhere in here is another one of these. And that's what I'm going to try and make. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.